What's going on, my good people? This your boy Lap Up the Entertainer, here to bring you some action between Mississippi Valley and Alcorn State University. This is going to be an interesting battle between both of these bands. I really have not seen Mississippi Valley as much as I have been seeing them, so I'm expecting a lot from them this year. Last year they got the blues from me. They definitely did. Mississippi Valley got the blues from me in the SWAC tier list, so hopefully, you know, they can do what they need to do in this battle to bring them comfort or bring them more, you know, what's the word I'm looking for? Bring their grade up. You know, I want them to knock out some of these giants, and one of the biggest things I criticized Mississippi Valley from was their field shows. Okay, so I'm expecting big things from them this year. All right, now, you know, this is also going into Alcorn's series. So if you're new to the channel, please consider liking and subscribing. I got more Alcorn content I got to grade. So we got from them going against Southern, Grambling, them going against Jackson State, and then we got their field shows as well. Okay, and then I would give them a grade, and then we'd be moving on to other bands in the SWAC division. Okay, but this goes into the SWAC tier list. So if you don't know what that looks like, please click on the video above. I kind of explain that in detail. You know, there's different tier lists in the SWAC that I grade, and you know, you kind of get what I'm getting at. All right, so at the end of the day, you know, it's nothing but love here. I expect a lot of things from both of these bands, but you know, hey, at the end of the day, I got to keep it fair and real with y'all. Okay, so before we get into the grading scale, I'd like to let y'all know also I'm grading the overall grade for both of these bands. Okay, the overall grade. So I'm not grading the rounds. I'm grading the overall grade. So halftime, and I'm grading fifth quarter. There was no zero quarter footage, so I'm grading all this into one and giving one big whopping grade. Now sometimes you have bands that tie. Sometimes you have bands that get the best of other bands. Sometimes it's a big margin. Sometimes it's a low margin. But it's all love here at the end of the day. Okay? I can nitpick and say everything I need to say, but you know, it is what it is. Alright? So, with that being said, look to the cards next to me so you know we'll be grading. We're grading for halftime, entrance, songs, formations, dancers, and breakdown. Maximum points they can make all together is 25. Okay? In the creative department, they can round their grade to a possible 30. Okay? But if they're able to get 5 in all those categories besides creative, I would give them a perfect field show rating. Okay, so they still got a chance to have a perfect field show rating. That's good. That speaks wonders of their performance. Okay, so you know, at the end of the day, I want to make sure that I keep it fair and honest for everybody, and you know, I'm looking for key things. Now, this is my expectations. All right, I'm expecting entrance to look clean, drum majors to look clean. Songs, if the band is stationary, I'm expecting the sound to sound good, not shaky. I don't take off when the band is marching because, you know, the sound shakes. For formations, I'm looking for symmetry. I'm looking for 8 to 5 to be there, step offs to look clean, number one, and also people picking their legs up. Okay? Nobody's walking. Y'all are marching band, so I'm expecting y'all to be marching, picking y'all knees up, not skating. Okay? Dancers, I'm expecting dancers to look clean, their stunts to go well, and then have their symmetry looking well. Okay, have the energy. Breakdown, I'm expecting at least 3 breakdown features from both of these bands. If they do not give me at least 3 breakdown features, I will take off. Okay, creativity is self-explanatory. So with that being said, let's get into the action. Shout out to A1 Media for getting the footage. Mississippi Valley is up first because this is Alcorn's home. Alright, let's get to it.
Time to set the tone. Good googly moogly. That band is juicy. On the band on the half the President Dr. Gerald Biggs and Executive Director of Bands, Dr. Barnes. Ooh-wee. B-I-L-T-V. Ladies and gentlemen, it's time for the best. So forget the rest. We ask that you stand up, sing, dance, and enjoy the show. This is the only band that did it, got away with it, ain't changed, we admit it. That's why we came with it, because we isn't you'll never forget. Put your hands together for the mean green marching machine of Mississippi Valley State University. Let's get busy. Introducing your drum majors for the evening. Kamari Buck, Joshua Tuck, Jamarcus Johnson, Will Thomas Jr., and head drum major Jason Get Funky Harris. The back of the swag is back, baby.
Look at that. Look at that. Not getting their knees up at all. You can't skate. You can't skate, fam.
Presentation, powerful performance is what Mean Green brings. The style we march, the sway we swing, the rock we roll, and the sounds that fill your soul. We do it bigger and better. Give it to them, Mean Green.
I look clean so far. We got some people missing some 8 to 5 issues now. You got, especially in the first 2 lines, it's not consistent as it can be. Looks good. I'm probably gonna have to double dip in it in Killer Chaos footage a little bit. It's a lot of close-ups. Still some 8 to 5 issues here. Still some 8 to 5 issues. A lot of 8 to 5 issues here.
Alright, it's time to point your eyes to the 50-yard line. The ladies will keep you on your feet. The elegant, smooth, sensation, set and go. The set and dolls will be dancing to Slave of the Rhythm by Michael Jackson.
I feel like it could have been better. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, it was good, don't get me wrong, but I just felt like you could tell that they was expecting the next move. You know what I'm saying? So.
you say? Take me through there, take me through there. Get it, get it, get it. Let's get ready to bring it home. Introducing the band style. Assistant directors, Quentin Thompson's here. Tyler Coleman, Kevin Wells, Adrian Thomas, Danny Mills, Ashley Hill Coleman, Carlos McNair, Executive Champion, Mr. Augusta Wallace, Mr. Joy Dixon, Mr. David Show. I'm your host that doing most, your favorite white man, Jigga.
Alrighty. Let me see if I can find some more footage. I couldn't get everything that I needed in that footage. Not knocking A1 Media, but I just feel like there's some substance I need to see. If that makes sense. If this is the only footage I can get, then I can't have to work with it. Look at the Kev guy. Look at the Kev.
Mic check, 1, 2, mic check, mic check. It's time to see. You'll never forget Jamarcus Johnson, Will Thomas Jr., and head drum major Jalen Gitt. Presentation, powerful performance is what Mean Green brings. The style we march, the swing we swing, the rock we roll, and the sounds that fill your soul. We do it bigger and better. Give it to them, Mean Green.
Yeah, I'm not in this area. Alright, just get in here.
Doing more of the show. The
Let me see
band
this
will be
breakdown. I know I'm doing skipping. I gotta get clarification on something. You know what I'm saying?
What we doing? Take me through there. What you say? Take me through there, take me through there. Get it, get it, get it. Let's get ready to bring it home.
Alright, that's all I needed to see. Alright, so alright, so entrance, I'm gonna give entrance a 5. Songs, I'm gonna give songs a 5. Formations, I'm gonna give formations a 3. Dancers, I'm gonna give dancers a 4. Breakdown, I'm gonna give breakdown I'm gonna give them a 2. Creativity, I'm gonna give them a 4. Alright. Let me give my take on the grades first, and then I'm gonna tell you why. Okay. Let me calculate some stuff real quick. They got a 23. A 23. Alright. So reason why I gave them a 3 in formations, there was 8 to 5 issues in this field show. Okay. As far as them staying consistent, marching, you know, that's when people start losing it. You know, step offs were clean. It was the 8 to 5 that was killing them. Okay. We also had a person who was skating in the beginning. They was not picking their legs up. They were barely picking up their legs. All right. So that's an issue. Throughout the field show, 8 to 5 killed them. All right. Dancers. I said it earlier, but I'm going to say it again. I just felt like it could have been a tad bit cleaner. From the lens that I was seeing, it was just seems like it could have been cleaner. Okay? That's not me trying to pick on their dancers. Everything else looked good. It just seems like it was it was missing that extra oomph, you know. Now when we get down to breakdown, they only gave me one breakdown feature, and the breakdown feature that they did give me, I feel like it was a lack of energy, and I also felt as if there was some stuff that can be a tad bit cleaner, and so that's why they got a 2. They got a 4 in creative, which is not bad. I just feel like they just needed one more wow factor for them to get a 5 from me. But they got a 23, a decent score. But, you know, I don't know how that's going to help them in this battle against Alcorn. Okay? Alrighty. So we're going to try to go with Alcorn's halftime footage with Killer Kev. Not knocking A1 Media, but sometimes I feel like it's so focused you can't catch everything. Alright. So if you made it this far in the video, please consider liking and subscribing. It means so much to me. Shout out to Killer Kev for getting the footage.
It's always Alcorn! Alcorn State University! It's time for your sons of dynamite! The band is under the field direction of a hero, Showtime Scott from Jackson, Mississippi. A weak country Tom Murphy from Vicksburg, Mississippi. The new guy, the birthday man, Tremaine, the wonder-of-one from Park Gibson, Mississippi. Caleb, the hot step attorney from Greenville, Mississippi. And our head drum major from Killeen, Texas. Nazarian, LG, 2 Smooth Gary. Drum majors, the field is yours.
So far. Some out of 8 to 5 issues here. Some more 8 to 5 issues here. Kind of walking out there. You gotta remember to pick your legs up, especially if you're in the front. I did that.
Felt this would be a perfect time for a moment of worship with the sounds of every praise by Hezekiah Walker, conducted by the maestro, our headband director, Dr. Everson Martin.
So at first I didn't even think that we was gonna get something like at the end, like a little breakdown feature, but it was pretty good. All right, so let's give it a grade. I was gonna give them an exemption, but because they did that, they kind of hurt that grade a little bit. But let's give it a grade. So breakdown, I'm gonna give breakdown a 2. Dancers, I'm gonna give them a 5. Creativity, I'm giving them a 4. Formations, I'm gonna give formations a 3. All right. Songs, I'm gonna give songs a 5. Entrance is a 5. Okay. All right. So only reason why I gave formations a 3, and this is just me personally. I honestly feel as if it was good. The drill was nice, but it looked a little clustered. Okay, it's how they did their drill. Okay, number one. Also, you had some people who were not picking their legs up in that drill as well. They were kind of skating. All right. And another thing too is that there was some step off issues going into the main drill. All right, so that's why I took off and gave them a 3. But they was kicking ass from the beginning until they got to that part. They was kicking some major ass until they got to that part. So that kind of hurt their grade on that. Dancers did phenomenal, so no complaints from them. Breakdown. Like I said, I was going to give them an exemption because of the how the field show was structured, but because they did that little feature at the end, I gave them a 2. Okay, because I'm feel like if you was going to do that, you might as well just give me some extra, So I gave them a 2 for that. Creativity, it was still like a missing one more thing as far as creative points, and I probably would have gave them a 5 in that, but they got a 4 in that. But from what it looks like, they got them a 24. They got them a 24. All right. So stronger field show. So, ladies and gentlemen, current standings. Okay, current standings as we speak. Current standings, Alcorn is up by 1 point in halftime. Counted 1 point in halftime. I have to give it to Alcorn. Okay, so if you made it this far in the video, please consider liking and subscribing. It means so much to me. Now, what I would add is that I want to extend the olive branch to y'all. Please consider being part of the membership program. With the membership program, you get to see past battles and current battles to an extent, as far as drumline battles and etc. So, I go into it in detail on this video, but so please click on that. It highlights what you can do. It's only $2 a month, and you get a special thanks from me at the end of every video as well. So just want to give y'all that and just extend that olive branch if y'all want to do that. But if you want to go an extra mile than that, you can also donate to the channel. You can have to hit the thank you tab below. With that thank you tab, all proceeds will go into me affording YouTube Premium. Okay? Now, if you don't want to do that, all I'm asking is liking and subscribe. I'm almost to 800 subscribers, y'all. Can y'all believe that? Almost at 800. Almost to 800. I gotta get 1,000 for my stuff to be monetized, and then we can officially do YouTube Premium. I just wanted to throw that out there as well. But I really appreciate y'all in the long run. Thank y'all so much for being part of this family. All right. So with that being said, look to the cards next to me, so we'll be grading for halftime. Not halftime. Or we be grading for 5th quarter. Okay? So, for 5th quarter, we are grading song selection, power, articulation, arrangement, and overall cleanness. Maximum points they can make altogether is 50. Okay? Now, my expectations in this, and just to let y'all know, I'm only doing one clean through watch through with this. Okay? On a one clean watch through with this, I'm not going to change up anything or go back and critique anything. Well, if I can catch it, I can catch it. Okay? Now, again, there's no favoritism involved in this battle as well. Okay? There's no favoritism. Alright? I'm giving to you raw and uncut from the hip. So if you like it, you like it. If you don't, you don't. But I don't care. This is my opinion. Don't bash your boy in the comments. Okay? At the end of the day, it's nothing but love here. And I want to see all HBCU bands succeed. Okay? So I really mean that, and so I'm expecting big things from both of these bands. Okay, Now this is the middle of the season, so I'm expecting them to sound cleaner. I'm expecting them to sound much better than what they have sounded in the beginning of the semester. Now, granted, I have been getting a chance to see Alcorn later on in the season, so I'm expecting big things from them in this battle, Alcorn. Now, this is my first battle I've seen Mississippi Valley, so I'm expecting big things from them as well, especially since this is the middle of the season for them. So, you kind of get what I'm getting at, okay? So, with that being said, I'm going to stop rambling. We're going to get into the action. All right? Mississippi Valley's first. Alrighty, let's give that a grade. Not bad at all, actually. Sound selection is 10, powers 10, articulations 10, arrangements 10, cleanness is a 9. 49 for me, almost a perfect. Not bad at all. A very entertaining piece. That arrangement was there, so let's talk about that. That arrangement was there, definitely. So, whew, that was crucial. They just need to spot check just a couple parts in that, and I think that'll be ready. But that was good. That was damn good. All right, moving on.
Work.
Not bad at all. Sound selections 10, powers 10, articulations 10, arrangements 10, cleanest, I'm gonna give them a 9. Almost a perfect. It's like right there. They kissing some parts. More so, they need to work with the high brass with them runs in that piece. So it's like right there. It's right there. Definitely there. They just need to just sprucing up just on the small things on that. Moving on. Valley. I hear y'all too. Mississippi Valley, bro. Yo, that is crucial. That is crucial. Now, I will say this. There's some parts in there they can fix as far as they're missing, but it wasn't too noticeable. So I got to give them that. I got to give them that. That was crucial. That was crucial from Valley. Woo, Valley. Ooh, Valley. All right, moving on. Alcorn. Oh, we got us a good battle on our hands. that shit a Ric Flair moment. Woo! Oh my gosh. Yeah. Yeah. Yo, that's crazy. That's crazy right there. Oh shit. Oh yeah, we got us a good band battle on our hands. Moving on. Okay, Valley. This is getting good. Damn, Valley. Oh man, give that shit a Ric Flair moment. Woo! Oh man, and that one Super Saiyan. Oh shit. Oh shit. Oh shit. Damn. Okay, look. That was crazy. That was crazy. That arrangement was, oh my gosh. Ooh, that arrangement was crazy. Damn. Wow. Whew. Wow, this is a battle. Okay, Alcorn, you gonna have to pull something at your ass after that one. Ooh, shit. That's my shit. Whew. Yeah. Oh man. Oh man. Give that shit a Ric Flair moment. Woo! Oh, that was nice. And I gotta give him a pen too. That was nice. That was nice, man. That was nice. That was nice, man. I didn't know what they was gonna respond with, but that was a damn good response. Oh shit. This is good. This is real good. That's all I gotta say. Yeah, fam. This gonna be interesting. This is gonna be interesting. That's nice. That's real nice. All right, moving on. Wow. Okay, Valor, let's see what you got. Oh my gosh. Alrighty. Let's get at a grade. Whew. Can you say power? Damn. That power was crazy. Alright, sound selection is 10, power is 10. If I can rate it higher, I would. Articulations 10, arrangements 10. Cleanness, I'm going to give them a 9. I got a 49 on there. Almost a perfect for me. Reason why is because there was upper lower brass. Lower brass, they were missing a lot in that. So if they can just fix that a little bit more, tighten up on that section the most, I think they'd be straight. It was just some people who were just trying to overshoot it. Now, I always try to tell people, you know, you got your screamers, but you got to know when to attack, know when to release, know when to attack together. That's so important. Moving on. Alrighty, let's get that a grade. Sound selections 10, powers 10, articulations 10, arrangements 10, cleanness I'm gonna give them a 9. Almost a perfect. There were some people that were just missing in there. Same thing how I was saying about Valley is that you got to tighten up, and it's more so the high brass than anything. You got to make sure that you attack together when you release together, etc. You can hear when people overhang, okay? And so I get that it's a power tune, but you still got to play in the pocket. Still got to play in the pocket, because if it sound like shit, it sound like shit. You got to remember that. Alright, moving on.
Your perfect domain.
Mississippi Valley in that power, dog. Sound selection is 10, power is 10, articulation is 10, the range is 10. Cleanness, I'm going to give them an 8. Reason why I gave them an 8 in cleanness, it was some parts with the high brass, especially when it comes down to them trying to do this. Small phrases here and there, they was missing a whole lot more in that piece because they're overshooting it. You got to still play within the ensemble. Alright? So that definitely I could tell that they was struggling on that one. But when you talking about power, oh my gosh. That power, man, I don't know if they upgraded their power or what, but damn. Like, oh shit. Like they I feel like they're creating a whole universe how loud they cranking. God dog. I was like, man, what is going on with this power tune? They on some other shit. Damn. Alright, moving on. Alrighty. Sound selection is 10, power is 10, articulation is 10, arrangement is 10, cleanness, I'm going to give them a 9. There's some parts in there I feel like they can spot check, but almost a perfect. Almost a perfect. I just feel like there was some parts that can be just a tad bit better in that. More so the upper lower brass, okay, than anything. But everything else sounded pretty cool, you know. Nobody was trying to outdo it themselves as much. They just need to spot check a couple parts. Alright, moving on. do a little skimming. A little skipping. Whew. Valley. That's all I gotta say, Valley, man. Got them a nice little perfect on that one. Whew. And it's definitely something on my list too. There it is. Valley. That's all I gotta say. Alright, Alcorn, finish this out strong.
Right now. He's got a bunker seal.
Come on, Silvers. Whew. Alcorn, ladies and gentlemen. Alright, song selections 10, powers 10, articulations 10, arrangements 10, cleanness, and give them a 9. Almost a perfect. There was some parts when they kind of missed here and there, but there was the tuba break. That last tuba break they did, they were kind of messing up a little bit. They were not attacking together as clean as they could have been. Alright, so I gave them almost a perfect on there. It's almost there. Almost there. Alright, so who won this battle? Alright, it was an interesting battle. There was some twists and turns in this battle, but we want to give a fair, honest take on this battle. Alright? Now, when it came down to halftime, Alcorn was up by 1 point. 1 point. But we don't know who won halftime, or fifth quarter. So, let me do some calculating up here, and then I give the verdict. Okay? But it looks very close. We'll start with Mississippi Valley's grades first. Alrighty. So, grades. It was a very tight battle, but Mississippi Valley got 319, okay? And Alcorn got 320. Alright? So, that's my verdict. Alcorn won this battle by 1 point. Very, 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 very close battle. Okay? And I'm going to explain why. Alright? Halftime. You know,
Victory.
Alcorn had a significant edge over Mississippi Valley going into fifth quarter because of halftime. Alcorn had a stronger field show than Mississippi Valley. Alright? Now, when we look into fifth quarter, it was a tie. Okay? It was a tie between both of these bands. And so, it was very close, but there's the difference. It came down to halftime, ladies and gentlemen. Not taking anything away from Mississippi Valley did their own thing. So if y'all feel as if Mississippi Valley could have won halftime, not halftime, but fifth quarter, comment that below. But if you agree with me, comment that below. Okay? But I feel as if this battle has to go to Alcorn State University. Their halftime was what carried them. You know, I feel like they were both evenly strong in fifth quarter. Okay? They definitely exceeded my expectations in the battle. Okay, both bands did. Now, what I would say, who had the most power, if we was rating off of a power scale or a different scale, I would kind of give it a little bit of the edge to Mississippi Valley because of their arrangements and also their power. Their arrangements and power alone were stronger than Alcorn's. Okay, now not knocking Alcorn's. Alcorn had a couple strong arrangements too. Okay. Especially their third song. Their third and second song, they were very strong. So, you know, they were just a tad bit stronger. You know, so I'm going with Alcorn on this one. That's my verdict, ladies and gentlemen. Again, I want to give a special shout out to my channel member. Really appreciate you, and you could be a channel member as well. All you got to do is just join. It's only $2 a month. I really appreciate y'all. Who we got next on the list? I didn't get a chance to find pay-per-view, any footage for pay-per-view. I did see some stuff, but I don't think pay-per-view came to the battle. I didn't see any halftime footage either. So if y'all got that, comment that below so I can see that and check that out, put that in the archives. So when I grade the field shows for them this year, I can put that in there, okay? We graded Texas Southern earlier this year, so we didn't have to worry about that, or earlier last year, but we got Southern's next, so that's going to be this Friday, so be looking out for that battle, okay? Southern has that battle this Friday, so that's going to be interesting take. So please check that out, man. I'm going to catch y'all on the next one. Deuces.